Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing all right. I'm ready to keep searching for the truth under every rock, even though the truth is already in the rock and it's already inside each one of us. But as the truth is in each one of us, we have to find it everywhere else because the truth constantly shall look for the truth. So, as you can see, there's a theme of not being afraid. And it's because a lot of things are happening around the world, whether it be man made or God made or both at the same time. It doesn't matter, but things are happening. And those who are searching for answers need to find them. It's going to be a scary ride, but just know that God is always with you. And I'm going to show how God is always with you around you, like how you could find them around you. Sometimes, I don't know if you guys are experiencing this, but sometimes you look back, how they say, hindsight 2020. And if you think back at key moments in your life, and don't just think about exactly what happened, but think about the timing and the details of the situation, you could probably see how God has been guiding you all along. Now, yes, we are free. God gave us free will, but His will also counts. And His will is that you have free will. And that's the most amazing thing. As long as you have free will, you will have it. If at any point free will gets taken away, and God will be there and He will intervene. And we must have faith in that because the Father would never abandon us. God isn't far, He's always near. Sometimes we're just so, how can I say this? So infatuated on finding a way or a solution to a problem, especially the world's problems. But in our search for the solution, we forget to ask God what to do. And we need to start remembering that because He will answer. And these times are very important. In my opinion, we are in the quickening, meaning it's the time for revelation, the time for what's hidden to be discovered, to be revealed. And since we live in a world of free will and duality, just as the awakening approaches, so does the hardening increase. It's better to awaken, and all you have to do is put your faith in God. Let His will be done, but also ask Him because He will answer. Ask and ye shall receive. Most of us are trying to just figure it out on our own, and it's understandable. The world has lied to us about almost everything. So it's hard to put faith in anything, especially since God talks through man. So that would mean you have to trust man in a way. But at the same time, you don't have to trust man. Whenever you read man's words, just how can I say this to you? When you read whatever you read, or a song or anything, your your mind, your soul will tell you if it's true or false, if it's right or wrong. All you have to do is listen to it. But at times it gets very hard to listen to it. And that's what happens when you are so focused on you doing everything by yourself, disregarding the Father even though he's always available. And I want to be clear, when I say Father, it's just because it's the general term. I'm not saying God is a male or anything like that. God is not contained to any single thing. God is neither male nor female, no human nor animal, nor tree nor ocean, no planet, no star. God is absolutely everything. So, just for the sake of a common name, I say the Father. You could Doesn't matter how you see him. The point is to have faith that he is always with you. You are created with a purpose, and your purpose is not to suffer eternally. Your purpose is to have free will, to be able to learn and make mistakes, but always overcome. And that's a promise from the Father. He will never leave you alone. He will never let you be destroyed because he loves you and he lovingly made you. I'm sorry that if you were here last time, I kind of lost control. I let the fear and frustration get to me. I try not to. Now, I want to say that I know it's frustrating to see all this evil and not be able to do much about it. But with God, anything is possible. I don't know what God wills, but I know He wills the best for us. But what I do know is that no matter where I read, no matter where I look, something tells me be kind, be love, be patient. And sadly, I think it would be obvious to everybody that that's not really what we see in our everyday life. And we should be honest with ourselves and know that we always try to blame God or anything else for our mistakes. But if we could only change ourselves, we could change the world. What happens after, I don't know. All I know is if you love the truth, you have to be the truth. If you want love, you have to be love. And hopefully, if it is in God's will, that's what ends this nightmare. But if it doesn't come to be, it doesn't matter because you are infinite. You are infinite, and that's what He made you. He's You're never just gonna disappear into nothing, even if you're maybe not the same the next time around. But it doesn't matter. That is the beauty of life. The beauty of life is to be everything and have a lot of experiences. What good is it if we were the same thing, having the same experience over and over and over? That would be pretty much a prison. If we can make so many beautiful places and the universe has so many beautiful places, why would God just keep us here or just put us in a box? The truth is, we put ourselves in a box. We worry about all the unnecessary things and we worry unnecessarily. So I'm gonna break a few down. Sorry, I'm gonna break another few words down. And for my friend, if Maji is here, um, I believe it's a she. She asks for a sign and she says God gave her four. I'm gonna assume that you mean somehow you thought of the number four or you saw the number four. Now I know to most people it's just coincidence, doesn't mean anything. But if you have faith, you believe that God is sending you messages with everything because He is everything. So whenever you feel like it's a message, you should trust yourself and search for it. So if this, if you feel like this helps you, or I don't know, I will tell you what four usually represents when it comes to spirituality and God. Now, what I do is I look for the symbolism of the number four and I go through a list. Now, you will notice, and that's with whatever number, doesn't matter which number. Usually you'll see the four represent two different things. Sometimes it means something good, sometimes it means something bad. And that's because we live in a duality. But really, there is no such thing as bad because everything that's bad leads to good. You have to learn to transmutate, to see the brighter side or see the bigger picture or however you want to see it. And I know it's difficult. I know it's easier said than done. I know when something happens, you know, somebody gets hurt that you love, or you lose somebody, or you lose a house, you lose whatever. I understand it hurts, but what choice do you have? Like, just learn to overcome it. If nothing bad ever happened, then you wouldn't truly feel alive. Now, that might sound like an opinion, but if everything was good all the time and there was nothing to overcome, there was nothing to make yourself proud that you could achieve, then you wouldn't really feel complete. You wouldn't feel accomplished. Now, you might say, oh, yeah, you would. You just get used to it. Well, let's say you get used to it, right? Let's say you get used to it. It's just perfect all the time. Then how do you know you like it or you're just used to it? When you don't, when there's no possibility of losing something you care about, it almost loses its uniqueness, whatever makes it special. And I know I'm just trying to explain that it's not that God doesn't care about you or other people or what happens. Is for him to truly love you, he has to let you learn, he has to let you grow, he has to let you make decisions. It would not be loving if you had no choice of your own to do anything. And just like he lets you choose things, he lets to let everybody else choose their own way. But just rest assured that no matter what happens, you're never truly gone. The Creator never lets you vanish into nothing. You will always be alive, one way and another, and one way and another. forever and ever. There is no end to God, thus there is no end to you. God makes everything new, and He does it for you. So I'm gonna read what the number four means in the Bible. And now, this is my theory, okay? We live in a world of opposites, so like I said, there will be certain good things, certain things that are not so good, or at least not to our perception. But what I do is to get the real meaning of the number, you have to look at a pattern. If you really pay attention, everything in your life revolves around patterns. Your daily activities, the progression of time and days, weather, seasons, um, cycle of life, everything has a pattern. And sometimes you need to pay attention to that so you can see what God is telling you. Now, like I said, that's my opinion. If it resonates with you, I hope it'll help you. If not, then keep listening and you'll hear something that resonates with you eventually. God speaks to all of us in different ways. So here we go. So number four says it represents the union of the three persons of the Trinity into only one being. Number four symbolizes family and is considered as another image of the one. It also says it symbolizes the earth and everything that is created and revealed. It's also the number of balance. There was four gospels. Lazarus rose from the grave in 4 days. It's also the color of the four horses of the four horsemen of Revelation. It's also four destructive angels standing on the four corners of the earth. Four living creatures in front of the throne of God. There was four visions also. There was four living creatures in the vision of Ezekiel. There was four different camps of the 12 tribes of Israel. And there's four rivers in paradise. And there's a lot of other things. Four rays on the cosmic wheel. There's four pillars to the universe. Four fundamental parts of organic chemistry: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. There's four cardinal points: north, south, east, and west. Four states of matter: solid, liquid, gaseous, and igneous. There's four faces of the moon, four limbs, four cavities in your heart. Around your heart, sorry. Four physical forces: nuclear, the radiate, electromagnetic, and the force of gravity. There's four blood groups: O, A, B, and AB. The number four is used 279 times in the Bible. In the Bible, 12 numbers are used four times: 31, 37, 39, 72, 112, 128, 137, 430, 450, 666, and 600,000. So, yes. So, four seasons, yes. I hope you guys were listening because sometimes when I use my phone, so sometimes when I switch a link, sometimes when I switch a link, it stops recording my voice. So I hope everything I read got through to you guys. So if you notice, four for the majority or for the pattern has to do with physical life. Most of what I saw was just the nature of the material world mixed with a little bit of natures of destruction. But in my opinion, it was more positive than negative. So take that as you wish. I hope it helped you. What about Frankie Valli, Wild Style? If you could be a little more specific, please. Um, so while I was reading the most of the things on the number four, it caught my eye. That one of the things that caught my eye is the number four was used 329 times. Usually, when I look for a number and it tells me the total times that the number was used, I like to check the Strong's Concordance. What that is basically the original Hebrew and Greek words that were used. They list them in an order, right? Word number one or word number two, and there's thousands of words. So I usually get a number that comes to me and I check it there to see if it's related at all. So it's usually sorry, got distracted. I want to see if it usually has any connection to the subject at hand. So again, this is for Maji. You asked for the number four. So now I'm gonna check for you 329 on the Strong's Concordance. Oh wow. Wow, wow, wow. Maji, are you still here? If you're here, can you please press a one because your number four actually synchronizes with something that I was thinking about talking about. I was gonna do it last night and I didn't. So if you're still here, please let me know so I can know I'm speaking to you directly. If not, I guess just read the recording. So 329, I was looking at it because what was the connection? I have it on my link, but I'm trying to remember what made me look up at that number. Well, I don't know what made me look it up, but I had it already. And I was trying to look up what was it? I was trying to analyze a word. Yes. Yes, I think that's what it is. Um I was looking for, anyways, I'll just read you what 329 is and maybe I'll remember why I had it. Okay, no, my bad, my bad, my bad. I had 369, so let me check what 329 is. Wait, no, it's the same thing? Wait, I'm so confused. What's going on here? Okay, no, my bad. But yes, I did look up that number as well. So, okay, I'm sorry for all the distractions and going back and forth. So 329 in the Strong's Concordance means to kindle afresh, to stir up a fire, to fan the flames. Oh, now I know. Now I know. Okay. My bad. That was in the Greek. So in the Hebrew, it means a buckthorn, a bram. So I'm gonna tell you where these words are used, and let me know if it means anything to you. It's on 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 6. Therefore, I remind you to keep ablaze the gift of God that is in you through the laying of my hands. And then Timothy 1:7. For God did not give us a spirit of timidity, but one of power, love, and self-discipline. Oh, I'll give you a better translation. For God did not give us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Then it also happens in the Old Testament in Genesis 45:27. But when they told Jacob that Joseph had said to them, when he saw the wagons that Joseph had sent to transport him, the spirit of their father Jacob revived. So basically, the number 4 was used 329 times in the Bible. If you get 329 in the Strong Concordance, what it's saying is to rekindle your soul, rekindle your flame, meaning do not lose hope. And that's what basically been my message for the last 3 videos. Do not lose hope, keep your fire lit. And that makes sense with the number 4 since it's talking about the element of fire. So I hope that answers what the sign meant for you. It means do not lose hope, keep your fire lit, and you know, just stay with the power of love. And so that was in the Greek. If we go to to the Hebrew is a buckthorn. So you're like, what's a buckthorn? Well, we go to Judges chapter 9:14. It says, finally, all the trees said to the bramble, you come and reign over us. So the trees told the bramble bush, you come and reign over us, which is exactly what I've been talking about the past few days and just now at the beginning of this video. Basically, what that means, us, which are the trees, are calling out to God and saying, you come and reign over us, meaning, your will be done. So it's synchronized to everything I've been talking about right now. Number 4 basically means for humanity or all the material world to rekindle its spirit and the power of love and truth, and do not have fear, and let God's will be done. That is the message, and I hope it helped you. So, I don't know what's going on in the chat, but I'm going to ignore it. I don't have time for these things to be distracting me. So, I think I remembered how I got the 329, because I had actually looked it up earlier. When I looked it up, it was because I was looking up at the word analysis, I believe, but in Spanish. And I think one of the words for okay, so in Spanish is análisis, análisis. So I got the ECs, and I saw it said something about buckthorn or thorn, and I looked for it in the Bible, and it came out to that number 329, which is a buckthorn, which basically means just basically calling out and letting God's will be done, which is the same as rekindling your spirit, because you cannot do that without rekindling your spirit. So I'm gonna break down the word analysis, or no, sorry, analyze. I'm gonna break down the word analyze, and I might do it in Spanish. It's pretty much the same meaning, but I'll do it in English first. So we get the word analyze. If you just put it in, it's gonna break it for you into 3. An-a-lize. So all you gotta do is get the first syllable, A-N, and put A-N, etymology. And yes, the first thing that's gonna come out is, anus. It also means Anna and Annum. So in analysis, you have Anna, because it's an-a-lize, analyze, analyze. So you could look up the word as an, or you could put the word as Anna, and I'll show you how it's pretty much the same. So you could use it as a single or anything or something like, not or without, up, back, again. It's using different words for those type of verbs. Then also it says from Old English, meaning one or lone. Also, only begotten or unicorn or speaking as one. So basically, one speaking as one, to go up, to go back. So whatever it is, and the verb, it still means doing it as one or equal to one, or speaking together, basically, or being together. If you get just the letter A, it's gonna pretty much say the same. It's gonna say one. 'Cause A is usually for one. So let's just go to lies, analyze, and it means light, like the light. So basically, analyze means one with the light, or speaking as the light, or being the light, or upward towards the light, or back to the light. So when you analyze, you are looking for the light. That's why it says, seek the truth and you shall be free. Well, if you're seeking, you're going to have to analyze things. So when you analyze, you should be seeking for the light. Now, give me just a second. I'm going to take a 5-minute break or so, and I'll be back. Please stay here or come back in 5 minutes. All right, guys. Sorry for the pause. So I see that you're here, Maggie. Um, would you like me to read what the 22 means in the Bible? Let me know if you do, since you say that 4 equals 22 in the tarot. And let me know if you resonated with what I told you about the number 4 and what it says in the Bible and what it means in the word. Okay, 1 second. All right, Magdalena, I got you. So, in symbolism, it says it represents the movement and the infinity. In the creation, it says the principle of differentiation of 2 being added to the initial differentiation of the cosmos, 20. To subdivide the parts to generate means -2 plus 2 equals 4 with 22. In short, it is the balance and natural mechanism. It also symbolizes the end of a cycle for the man and the end of obligatory reincarnations on the earth. There's 22 chapters in the book of Revelation with 405 verses. It says, before Jesus died, he said, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, which is the beginning of Psalms 22, which I would think that's when he said, it is finished. The There was 22 patriarchs from Adam to Jacob. There's 22 elements by which God created the world. When he ascended, Jesus blessed the creation 22 times. I don't know where they get this from, but it says the word of God is at the 22nd level of conscience or spiritual levels. There's 22 books in the Old Testament. This is not the Bible, but it says Chronos, which is time, was surrounded by 22 assistants. 22 main assistants and 22 secondary assistants. I'm skipping a few things, just so you know, but there's a lot of stuff. 22 cards of the tarot, 22 mysteries major. The cosmos would shelter 22 super universe. Not sure what that means. The totality of mystical knowledge is contained in the symbolic of the 22 numbers, according to Bambaras. The initiation for Pythagoras lasted 22 years. The number of stars which is composed of Little Bear. However, only 7 of them are visible to the naked eye. 22 divided by 7 gives you pi, which represents the mysterious and approximate ratio of the perimeter of a circle to its diameter. The head of a man has 22 bones, 8 in the cranium and 4 for the face. The number 22 is used 13 times in the Bible. The number 400 is used 22 times in the Bible. The word universe is 22 times in the Old Testament. And the word balances marriage day and creation 22 times in the Bible. Well, from what I understand, yes, my friend, I'm not sure what you mean by you are Aquarius Master 11, but Aquarius is the big the end of the Pisces age and the beginning of a new one. And it did say it represents the end of a cycle. So from number 4 to 22, you can see it all relates to the physical universe going, unfortunately, I know people don't want to hear this, but going through a reset. Now, personally for you, it was also connected to ending of reincarnations. So it might mean to you that at the end of this cycle, you will no longer be reincarnating. Yes, the cycles are ruled by Saturn or Chronos. And I'm not gonna get into. I know you know a lot, but I don't. I'm not gonna get into Saturn Chronos in this video. Um, I'm not sure everybody would be ready for that. Um, now, okay. You could let me know what that means. I don't. I really all my knowledge I get from inside me, from around me, and from mostly from the Bible and the Gnostic scriptures. And I try to avoid the topic, but yes, I do feel this is the end of a cycle, and that's basically the main reason why I made this channel is to help those who are ready to leave this specific frequency so you don't stay behind for the next cycle. So, yeah, it's all connected. And the number 13 was there also, which has a lot to do with this current year and this current age that's coming. So, any other questions or anything else you want to comment about? I'm not sure what you mean. You take notes, but I take notes in my mind all the time. I how do I put it to you? I'll be honest. I feel like this is the end of the age for me as well, but I try to just say, "Let your will be done," because it's better to let God's will be done than to make yourself a fool. And I don't mean it in any offensive way. I'm just saying it's better to stay humble and let God give you what you deserve, you know? And yeah, but I understand where you're coming from. I do feel the same way, and
Hopefully it's true, but if it's not and it's not the last reincarnation, then I'm more than glad to come back and do it all over again. If you're telling me to smile more, yes, I know. I've been getting that message, and I'm starting to get there, believe it or not. Just yesterday was a rough day. Today I felt very happy because a lot of things were revealed to me, and yeah, I feel very free. But I'm still in that transition. But I am getting happier, and yes, I will take your advice. I will try to smile more. Maji, if you are who you say you are, who am I to say? Tell the mother I said hello. Anyways, there was one more thing I was gonna um I was gonna get to. Thank you for that, by the way. There's one more thing that I was gonna get to that has to do with the end of the cycle. I know people don't like the word judgment, but it is a part of every cycle. It is the harvest time. And I'm not too good at math, but if anybody's good at math, like calculus or around there, you should check out delta and epsilon. I don't know too much of math, but from what I understand, it's supposed to help measure the limit and how close are you to the limit, which is also basically related to pi, which was number 22, which is the equal distance from the center to any point in the circle, I think, if I'm not incorrect. So I looked at the word epsilon and I'll tell you what I found. Yes, I could tell you're Aquarius, my friend. So I looked up the word epsilon. Now, the reason I did is because we've been having a lot of hurricanes, at least in the eastern Atlantic here by United States. We're about to break a record. I think once we get Zeta, it would be a record for hurricanes. And it was Zeta, was it Zeta or Epsilon? It was on 2005, November 29th. So we only need one more storm, I think, to break the record. And it's not the end of October yet. So I think this year we will break the record. But not only that, Delta means the door, and everything that God's been leading me, it's about a door, door, door. And so I checked out Epsilon, and I'll show you what I found. It means bear, bear as Bare, as like to lay bare, nothing else. And yes, during the end of an age, everything will be bare because everything will be revealed. And yes, there will be judgment. And so I'm a Taurus, and I don't know how I got into it. I can't even remember now. I wish I did. But somehow I read something about, oh, I know. I consider five a very important number to God. And I read that usually the fifth star in every constellation is the brightest or something to that nature. So I decided to look up the fifth star for my sign Taurus. And guess what I found? So there is a star called Epsilon Tauri. One second here. So I looked up the Taurus sign and it has Epsilon, and I believe it is the brightest star. It was formerly called, yes, so Epsilon Tauri, formerly named Ion, is an orange giant star located approximately 45 parsecs from the Sun in the constellation of Taurus. An extrasolar planet is believed to be orbiting the star. So there's a star orbiting, sorry, a planet, an extrasolar planet is orbiting the Epsilon Tauri. So if you guys are aware, Taurus is the sign of judgment or the star of judgment. So yeah, it all adds up. It's all about an end of an age and judgment. And at least for you, if we can say it's correct, then for you and for many people will be the end of reincarnations. At least on this specific realm or dimension, however you want to call it. So that's what I had. Um, in the groove, are you gonna have a chance to come up, or you want to save it for another day? But remember, Maji, no matter what, do not forget it is God's will. Do not ever let your will get in God's will. Remember, God is just. That's why I picked the name Abaddon, because God is truly just. It is man who does not know justice. I'm glad we could agree on that. I have all the confidence in the world in your spirit. So, I'm not sure if I mentioned this or not, or if I just said it in my head, but um, so a friend of mine, Noshe Te Ipsum, hope I said it right. I don't know if he's here or not, but he sent me this song by this rapper. Um, he did a really good song that I think everybody should listen to, and he inspired me to go back to my music because I used to rap too. Um, song, my music was mixed with a lot of spirituality, but it also had worldly things because a few years back, my goal was to somehow be famous and then expose all the secrets through my music. But life took a turn and it brought me here, and maybe this is what I'm meant to do. But now seeing that song, it makes me think maybe I should do both things. So from my old songs, which are like 3, 4 years old, I have two that are pretty pretty similar to my message here, and I think I'm gonna upload them now. They are very bad quality. It was pretty much recorded over the phone, so it's not really well produced or anything like that. But it's still understandable. So I will be posting most likely tomorrow the song of the other rapper that No Shits Ipsum showed me, and one or two of my songs, and hopefully it'll help people. And it's funny because I hadn't heard my songs in a while, and I forgot that everything that I am talking about now I pretty much knew already, and it's like I got amnesia through the fear. Thank you, brother. So yeah, it looks like I felt like all this fear going on made me forget that I knew this. But maybe it's not that I forgot. It's just I wanted to share it, and as I was sharing and getting revelations, I kind of forgot I kind of knew all this. But anyways, that's not the point. So I hope you guys like the songs, and after the songs, I am planning to take a break for about a week. Um, I'm not saying what I'm doing is negative or anything like that, but it has kind of taken a toll on me, and I feel like God is telling me I need to take a small break, re-energize, and come back stronger. And in this week, I'm planning to do a vow of silence for one day, which means I'm not gonna say a word. I'm not say a word physically. Of course, I'm still gonna think, but in the near future, I'm also gonna try my hardest to silence my mouth and my mind. Um, it's good. It gives you peace and also lets you hear things even more clear than when you're not. So that's what I gotta say for today. I hope people resonate with it and it helped people. And I will be back. Don't forget to be love and share love. That's the only way to be. And yes, you have free will to do as you wish. And God's will is also being done at the same time. Well, you might have a question of how that works. Well, God's will is love, truth, and freedom. So if you are doing that, then you're doing God's will. And if you're not doing that, you're still doing God's will because God is about freedom. But just choose the path that is best for you. And I would hope you choose the path of love and truth. Remember, everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial. Thank you. Thank you, Maji. I will really try. Well, that's all I got. I hope you all have a great day and stay in the light because you are the light. Blessings and peace.